beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's amazing. All right. We're going to talk about phobias tonight. You have phobia? I know.
Acrophobia, yes.
You have acrophobia. You know how I know that? You've told me before, but it's also in a little book. There's a book put out by a gentleman by the name of Ed Lucaire called Phobophobia, which is the fear of fear itself. There is such a thing. People who are fearful of fear have phobophobia. He lists 359 other phobias and manias. What would you call a phobia? Would it be an unnatural fear of something? Or,
Yeah.
So that would be the correct identification?
Yeah.
You say yes.
Yes.
And your name was in the book.
I'm in the book.
It says persons with phobias. And down here I see Ed McMahon, and you have acrophobia,
Right.
which is a fear of heights.
Right.
And yet you were a flyer.
Right.
Now, how do you explain that?
Because I had a safety belt on.
No, but people don't understand that.
Yeah,
How
I
you
know.
can fly an airplane. I remember when we went to the Kennedy Space Center
I
once.
couldn't walk across
And
that
we went up
platform.
about a 13-story building which housed the rocket, and you didn't want to walk across the catwalk.
That's great. I couldn't do it.
And yet you can sit in an airplane,
Sure.
and that doesn't bother you.
No.
All right. Do you scream a lot when you're flying? Or what? Alexander the Great had a fear of cats.
What's that called?
What?
What's that called?
I don't know. I don't have that. We'll find out in a moment. Napoleon Bonaparte had a fear of cats. Let's see. Betty Grable used to have a fear of crowds. Alfred Hitchcock, you know what his phobia was? He had a fear of policemen. Ed McMahon, heights. Bob Newhart has a fear of flying. Would you like to hear some of these phobias?
Oh, would we?
All right. It's called would-we-phobia. Do you know what? Now, I may not pronounce these. Some of them are a little difficult to pronounce, but I'm going to try it. Arachabutrophobia.
Wow.
That is a legitimate medical arachabutrophobia is the fear of peanut butter sticking to the roof of your mouth. People think and they won't be able to get it out. Anybody have that at all? The man up there going, I'll give you a few here. Amchopophobia is a fear of being scratched. Anutophobia, a fear of remaining single.
Did you have that?
Yeah, I must have several times. Yeah. I gotta kick that habit, too. Carnophobia is the fear of meat. What are you laughing at?
That's funny.
I'm not making this up. Carnophobia is a fear of meat. Unfortunately, if you have that, you can still work at McDonald's. Just joking, just joking.
Just a joke. Just a joke.
Just joking. They use a lot of meat in their hamburgers. Remember when they were going to sue me once?
Yeah, right.
Dermatophobia is a fear of skin. Dipsophobia is a fear of drinking. Obviously, you have not been ever afflicted with that. There's a fear of beards. Fear of beards. Pogonophobia. Fear of beards. I don't understand that. What do you think papophobia is? Now, this is what he says in his book. Papophobia. Fear of the Pope. No, they say papophobia. It's not P-O, it's pop. They call him in Italian papa, right?
Yeah.
They don't go popo. All right, we checked those. He's covered a lot of them in here. We have our own research department. We went out to see if we could find some phobias that would match these. I told you about arachabutrophobia. That's the fear of peanut butter sticking to the roof of your mouth. How many people have a fear of sharks? A less common disorder is needle-in-the-fin-ophobia. That's the fear sharks have of swimming near a New York beach. Here's a new one that's just come out. Quailophobia. Is a fear that the press will find out you were in the Viet Cong National Guard. Yuppie phobia is a fear of strangling yourself with the sleeves of your sweater. Maybe not. A lot of people have a fear of dentists, not unwarranted. There's also dentist officeophobia, which is a fear of discovering the topless native woman in National Geographic is your wife. Empty frigidarophobia is the fear of having Maureen Reagan as your house guest. Can't help it. Friar tuckophobia is the fear that a band of merry men will move into your building. Did you know there's such a thing called, I guess this is just probably in the last few years, Vanna Mannersophobia is a fear that you'll burst into uncontrollable laughter at a Wheel of Fortune taping the first time anyone says, "I'll take a pee." The home shopping networkophobia is the fear of turning into zircon. That was marginal. Flop, 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 slamophobia is the fear that your daughter will elope with a guy wearing clown shoes. Here's a new one. Gotta be new. Bonophobia. It's the motorist's fear of being pulled over by a Palm Springs cop who says, "I got you, babe." Here's one we suffer from in California. Freewayophobia. It's the fear that those two new people in your carpool are Jehovah's Witnesses. And London fog VCRophobia. That's a fear that a man in a raincoat will approach you and flash 12 o'clock. Should have finished with the other one. I sit and I go through this, you see, and I say, which one should I finish
That'd be a
with?
good closer.
Didn't finish with the "I'll take a pee." I have to finish with the VCR, flash 12 o'clock. Now I have no finish for this at all. Except to place this over here and then I can put it like the guys at the news desk do. And that's the comedy material from Comedy Central tonight. Are we off yet? Okay.
We'll be back in a minute.
Oh, no, I have a... What is it, Fred? Another golf tournament? Fred's just invited to another golf tournament, the Iran Open. Fred will be there, too. War's over. I can go now. Yes, this is it. There's a new sponsor, right?
Yes.
So we have to treat them with the dignity that they deserve.
Right.
Now let's welcome... Folks, this is it. This is where the money comes from.
Washington.
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
I thought it was Bausch.
Bausch? Let's say Bausch if you want.
I thought it was.
You're the star. You can say anything you want.
You're fired. Let's welcome Renew Disinfection Solution from Bausch and Lomb. Bausch, that's why I asked him. I said, it's Bausch and Lomb, isn't it?
It's fine. Just the way you did it, sir.
Oh. Back that up, because I want to give him a good shot at this. That's right. Let's welcome Renew Disinfections.
Disinfecting.
What?
Disinfecting.
Thank you.
Yes.
The whole idea is if you have contact lenses, you use this stuff, and it makes it much easier. You put it as a contact solution. It's a very nice product, and if I wore contacts, this is what I would use.